it's the off season. There's a lot of chatter. People need to make up stuff to write about and debate and everything.
Yeah.
But one thing that's going around that I've seen, I'm pretty sure you have too, is like these debates about the 2017 Warriors,
Uh-huh.
who in the dynasty era people think are the best team because it was KD's first year.
Right.
I still have a preference for the 73 win team
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
lost.
Same.
But you
Yeah.
won't catch me saying that Harrison Barnes is better than Kevin Durant. I just think that team,
well, yeah.
I just think that team was so dominant. But
Yeah.
since Durant is on the 2017 Warriors, the debate who would win versus the 2001 Shaq and Kobe Lakers, and then the 98 Jordan
Mhm.
Pippen
Mhm.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Lakers Warriors. What you got?
Well, first, let me say that like I rarely delve into these kinds of and I realize yeah it's all for fun. It's just but like I don't know. I'm more of a just in life and when it comes to sports, I always think I'm just a real pragmatic kind of guy.
Yeah.
And it's because if you're going to have these debates, you have to first of all you have to be like, well, okay, what rules are they playing by?
Mm-hmm.
Like let's see, because that's a big because they're just like there are different time periods, different set of rules, and so it's always really hard to to really exactly kind of quantify those kinds of things. But
Mm-hmm.
that being said, let's see. So if your lineup, it's Steph, Clay, Dre, KD. And I guess is it Looney at center or was it still?
Zaza.
Oh, Zaza. Okay, all right. And then 2010 was Kobe, Shaq.
No, 2001.
Oh,
2001.
2001. Oh, 2001. Okay, so Kobe, Shaq.
Fisher, Rick
Oh,
Fox, maybe
and
Horace Grant.
Horry,
Maybe
Robert Horry.
Horace Grant. I guess I should have looked this up.
Oh, well, let's see. Well, but basically, but it obviously it's Kobe and Shaq. I think the Warriors take that. I think. Well, see, that's tough though, because because you got to be like, well, what rules are you playing by? Because obviously, if Shaq is allowed to, be Shaq and just dominate in the paint, then you're not. Then then the Lakers will win. But if you're playing by more of a, I guess, like obviously today's rules,
Mm-hmm.
then the Dubs take.
Yeah.
I think purely on, well, largely on 3-pointers.
The Lakers starting lineup: Ron Harper, Kobe Bryant, Rick Fox, Horace Grant, Shaq. The Warriors starting lineup was Steph, Clay, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Zaza Pachulia. Oh man, yeah, I take the Warriors.
Yeah.
The bottom line is Shaq is the one big question mark, the immovable force, and he'll get his. And as great as Kobe was as a player, like sure, if you just don't even want to like get deep into the stats, Kobe, Kevin Durant cancel each other out as just unstoppable scoring threats. And then you have Steph, then you have Clay. I'll take those guys over Derek Fisher, Ron Harper, whomever else. And so when I look at the Warriors and you just look at who they can throw at Shaq, whether it's a hack-a-Shaq type thing, then you have tough-minded Zaza Pachulia. You have tough-minded David West, who will be way smaller than Shaq, but still. You have JaVale McGee, Kevon Looney, Damian Jones, Anderson Varejao. So they have a ton of fouls. Okay?
They have
a ton of fouls to throw at them. And they have a few guys who seem like they would be unafraid to foul Shaq. So I will take the Warriors. Just again, like it's like you said, it's about the rules. It's silly debates. But to me, the depth of the Warriors' talent and the ability to kind of just like mitigate Kobe, cancel him out with Kevin Durant, and then have Shaq just get fouled like crazy. Not saying it would be an easy one, but I'll take the Warriors' overall upper echelon talent over the Lakers. That's
same. But now Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that one, that's a tougher call. I think that's a much tougher call. I think so. Okay. So that's so you got Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. So
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Kerr, right?
Yeah.
Who was the center?
Luke
Was it
Longley.
Longley still? Okay. See, now here's the thing. Well, yeah, ooh, yeah, because like if you talk, ooh, well, because I think because like Draymond and Rodman essentially cancel each other out.
Yep, I could see
They're
that.
the same. They're the same guy. They're the exact same. Pippen. See, KD is obviously a better scorer than Pippen was, but
Mhm.
Pippen's defense tremendous, and then Jordan. It's Michael Jordan. I think I think the main difference to me would be that, and again, it's because of the 3-point shooting, the
Mhm.
Warriors would squeak by it. But that's the thing, is that it's impossible to compare these eras because back then they weren't about the 3-point shooting, and so like guys who could have developed a 3-point shot more, they
Mhm.
did it because that just wasn't the thing that they were doing then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like Jordan would occasionally hit some, and then obviously Kerr like might
Right.
have been one of the better 3-point shooters at that time.
But he
But
shot
like
like
at that time,
three, 4 a game,
right, exactly. So I think it would be a harder route, but yeah, it's I don't know, but yeah, you see you appear you feel differently. I think
Well, again, I was in college in Chicago, so I
yeah,
watched and read about this
yeah,
team nonstop, and even when the Warriors had this team back in 2016, 17, 18, and stuff, although people would comp them to the Jordan Bulls,
yeah.
and Jordan is Jordan, but again, like if a non-Warriors fan listens to this podcast, it's just like they're going to think I'm the biggest
Yeah.
homer. But again, I will go with the top level talent, right?
Yeah,
You have uh, Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, great, but then you have like you said, again, Jordan is better than Durant, obviously, but if you kind of give that there, and then, I mean, I just like how deep this team goes. I'll take Iguodala over Tony Kukoc, um,
yeah,
and
yeah. Okay, yeah.
like
That's
if the Bulls played like you know 7 deep, then they'd probably have a better chance. But Bill Wennington doesn't bother me off the bench. Jason
fair.
Caffey,
Right.
Jason Caffey was one of those classic '90s era pickups where it's like, oh wow, he's on a title team, the
Yeah,
Warriors.
yeah.
Let's sign him. I was like,
Right,
no,
right.
no, I watched him. He was so mediocre. And then
Yeah,
Randy Brown and whatnot. So. And again, Ron Harper. I mean, that's a good defensive team. They got length
it's
and
true.
they have intensity, but I think the Warriors could pull it off. I actually agree. This is a much closer
I think
game.
it's
That's
tougher.
because
It's tougher call than the Lakers for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
I think so.
and I mean because nobody debates whether or not those Lakers are the best team ever assembled, right? People do talk about, of course, these Bulls and the KD Warriors
Yeah,
the first year or
yeah.
two.
Well,
So
Lakers fans do, I think, but that's outside of that.
yeah, let me toss out one more,
Yeah.
because I remember a few years ago I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and this is when KD was still on the Warriors, and he was saying that the I think it was the '86 Celtics had a better team and a better starting lineup
Hmm.
than the Warriors at the time, and so I don't know, just I have it in front of me, so I'm going to say
Okay. Yeah.
the the Celtics starting lineup was Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge,
Ooh.
Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish. Okay, and again, the Warriors starting lineup: Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
let me just go the depth, right? The depth. They had Bill Walton, who was still a little serviceable, but he only averaged 7.6 points and he had 6.8 boards a game. And then they had guys like Rick Carlisle, Scott Wedman, Jerry Sheasting, uh, Greg Kite. Wow, they really had a lot of white guys.
that's a classic Celtics team, man. That is old school Celtics. And so, I mean, I think you know your answer already right there. Like, there's nothing come on, there's no comparison there. You're not winning with that many.
Yeah. I take the Warriors in that. But in terms of starting lineups, you also take the Warriors?
Yes. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, even though that is, Parrish. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. Largely because as solid as DJ and Ainge were, I'll take the. I feel like the one non-star in the Warriors starting lineup that year is Zaza Pachulia.
Right.
Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge kind of fall into that category for me.
Right.
They obviously had better careers, not knocking them at all, right? Like,
yeah,
but across the board, Steph, KD, Clay, Draymond, I'll take that. And I watched the Celtics. I hated the Celtics back then, so I happily take the Warriors now. But that's so I guess, in my opinion, my unbiased opinion,
right.
I take the Warriors in all those.
Yeah, it's fair. It's absolutely fair.
Oh man, talk about a bubble.
Hey, I mean that is part of the. Honestly, part of the joy of winning a championship, man. You get to enjoy that for at least the start of the next season.
Yeah,
frankly, this is gonna. As soon as I was like, this is gonna hold me over until 2023 because it was just beautiful.
Yeah, if there's anyone listening or watching and just wants to call me out, don't worry, I just called myself out, so it's all good. It's all good. I get it. But I will be happy to find people in the comments or respond to any other debates about this stuff.
Well, I mean, if you're putting these up on YouTube, I'm sure you will.
Yeah.